guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany from She Around the World Travel Blog, and today's video is all about a 2-day itinerary for Mindo, Ecuador. Mindo is a really unique cloud forest, not rainforest, that's only 2 hours outside of Quito. And the main difference between a cloud forest and a rainforest is the elevation. So a cloud forest is anything upwards of 1,000 meters, a mountainous rainforest is 700 to 1,000, and a regular rainforest is anything below 700 meters. So because of that elevation, there are tons of different plant and animal species that are totally different up here in the cloud forest versus the rainforest. So let's go ahead and dive in. On day one, you'll take the bus or the Uber up to Terminal La Ofelia in the northern part of Quito. It's the only place that you can get the bus from Quito to Mindo. You're going to look for the office of Flor de Val to get your ticket. Here are the weekend and weekday departure times. It's $3.60 one way. Then you'll find the bus marked Mindo, which will most likely be right outside. You'll check your ticket for your seat number and you'll hop on the bus. Make sure to keep your bags close to you at all times. Don't shove them under your seat or put them up above because there are a lot of thieves on the bus. The total journey takes about 2 hours and 15 minutes and it's absolutely stunning. So much lush greenery everywhere you look. Once you arrive in Mindo, you'll be able to walk straight from the bus station to your hotel if you're staying in the downtown. We stayed at Cinnamon House, which is so amazing, I can't recommend it enough. I'll put the link in the description below. It's right off the main road, only a 2 to 3 minute walk, but it's tucked away on a small dirt path so you truly feel like you're in the rainforest oasis while still having all the amenities of being in the town. We had a double bed room with a balcony and the views from there were just incredible. Once you put your bags down, head into town to grab a bite to eat. Then grab a taxi up to Tarabita and it will be $6 one way. Make sure to establish that price beforehand. Once you arrive, you'll walk up to the yellow building to purchase your ticket. It's $5 per person, which includes the ride on the cable car and access to all the waterfalls on the other side. The crazy thing about this cable car is that it's powered by a small engine from an old Nissan 2002 pickup truck. It's really cool to watch. The ride is just under 2 minutes long, so soak in all the beautiful views surrounding you as you go.
It's very wet. We weren't prepared for this, obviously.
Once you get across, you'll see a map of all the different waterfalls. Depending on how much time you have will depend on which route to take and how many total waterfalls you can see. We opted to just do Route 3 to see the 5 waterfalls, and in total it took about 2 to 2.5 hours, including time to stop for pictures. If I'm being completely honest, the waterfalls aren't amazing, but I do think that the walk through the cloud forest is actually more of the draw here. It's absolutely stunning and so lush green everywhere you look. One thing to keep in mind is that it's not a flat walk. Nearly every waterfall is up some super steep steps and then down some super steep steps, so you're continuously going up and down. And for us, it was raining, which meant it was super muddy too. I definitely don't think it was super challenging, especially compared to the hikes we were just doing in Cotopaxi, but it's just something to keep in mind.
I'm not sure if you can see the water on my face, on my clothes, in the air.
Not mud again.
It's everywhere.
Take your time going to each waterfall, embracing the views around you and taking tons of photos. Oh, and keep your eyes peeled for wildlife sightings. Mindo, baby! Woo! Once you're ready, make your way back the way you came to the Tarabita. The last cable car of the day heads back at 5:30 p.m., so make sure you hop on before then. Then take your taxi back down to the town center, and let's do a DIY street food tour, my favorite. All along the main road facing the park where the big Mindo sign is, you'll see multiple food carts and just try something from each cart. Starting on the corner with some elote street corn complete with mayo and cheese and something super unique I've actually never heard of. It's a plantain elote. The plantain is grilled and stuffed with mayo and cheese and it's insanely good. Cheers. Cheers. Look at this banana. Oh yeah. Next, you'll pop over to grab a chicken skewer stick. And yes, it's just a chicken skewer stick, but the seasoning and the special mayo sauce on top are absolutely delicious. And lastly, you'll end at my favorite stall in all of South America so far. Yes, you heard that correctly. These chicken empanadas are seriously out of this world and they're only 75 cents a piece. At 7 p.m. you'll get picked up for your night walk excursion, which is $15 per person. You'll have a nature guide who will walk through the forest with you and spot out wildlife. Of course, each night is different and there's no guarantee of what you'll see, but don't expect any large animals. It's mostly focused on smaller animals like insects and frogs.
So it has a huge arms and long antennas, well, like legs. So it's still fitting in the arachnids order. Yeah? So let's put it back there.
On our night walk, we saw a tarantula, a few scorpions, a few other types of spiders, a few frogs, an armadillo, and a possum. Besides spotting wildlife, it was really interesting to learn more about the cloud forest and how it differs from the rainforest with the type of plant and animals that are there, and how the ecosystem survives in general. Now for day 2, you're going to have a little more autonomy over what you want to do based on your interests and your other Ecuadorian travel plans. For adventure lovers, there are a ton of different options like canyoning, which is you rappelling down waterfalls, ziplining, tubing. But if you are planning on going to Baños, which is the adventure capital of Ecuador and the gateway to the Amazon, try to plan in advance so you're not doing the same adventure activities both in Mindo and in Baños. For animal lovers, Mindo is one of the best places in the world for bird watching, so you can set up a bird watching tour and or visit the butterfly sanctuary. And a third option, if you're looking to kind of just chill a little bit more, you can enjoy the town of Mindo by shopping, eating, and even add in a chocolate tour. This is where you would actually go to a chocolate farm, see how the chocolate is farmed and how it's actually produced into the chocolate that we eat. So this is the option we actually ended up going with just because I'm going to Baños next weekend, doing a lot of adventure activities, and I'm not a huge bird watching person. Plus, we've been on the go every single day this week. We've been in Cotopaxi doing, 5-6 hour long intense hikes every day, so we kind of needed to chill, and Mindo's the perfect place to do that. So the chill day 2 starts off by, sleeping in, relaxing, and then heading into town when you're ready to grab a bite to eat. We were so thrilled when we turned on the main road and saw the empanada lady on the corner again because she wasn't there that early the day before. So of course, we each got 2 more chicken empanadas from her. And we had to grab a fresh coconut to wash it all down. Don't forget to take your coconut back to the stall when you're done with the juice so he can carve out the meat for you as a snack. Next, spend some time hanging out in the park, people watching, strolling through the downtown area, before you head up to El Quetzal for your chocolate tour. You can walk in any time and ask to join a chocolate tour. They're $10 per person and running every few minutes throughout the day. We were lucky that no one else signed up and we got a private tour with just us and the guide. First, you'll start out by learning about the 22 different types of cacao plants and how to spot out which ones will produce the best beans. Then he'll cut it open for you so you can see it before it becomes chocolate. It has a white goop all around it that's very citrus smelling and tasted pretty sour. They use this part of the cacao to create a sour juice that's high in antioxidants. Next, you'll head into the garden to see the different types of cacao, fruits, and plants that they have growing on site. Since it was a private tour, he let us try literally anything we wanted from the garden. It was awesome. Like this aresa. That tastes so similar to a mango, but also so sour that we actually needed salt to make it taste more edible. Then we spotted some unique red bananas before we made it to the cacao trees. They have multiple types of cacao plants on site that range from green to yellow to red to black. And they start off super small, growing out at all different speeds and times. But the yellow ones actually produce the best cacao, and that's what they use to make their chocolate on site. Next we head into the fermenting area where the seeds have to ferment for 9 days. And it smells like pure apple cider vinegar in there, so plug your nose. After they're done fermenting, they have to dry for 15 days. The next step is to take the dried beans and tumble them. You have to break the nibs out of the shell, and then you put them in a blower machine to separate those shells from the nibs. Then the nibs are put into a grinder for 3 days on heat, pressed and cooled down to 85 degrees Fahrenheit so that way you can pour them to make chocolate bars. After the tour, you get to try some products. All the different chocolates that they make in-house, cacao tea, pure 100% cacao with no sugar added, and a homemade brownie. Again, since we were a private tour, our guide was awesome and he gave us some pure cacao butter to put on our skin and a shot of their alcoholic ginger beer that they brew on site. Clearly, it was a lot stronger than I was expecting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the tour, spend your final hours popping into some souvenir and local artisan shops to get yourself something unique. There's so many items made with beautiful textiles and with llamas on them, of course. Don't forget all the handmade artwork, hand-woven blankets, and your typical trinkets and jewelry. I got these awesome backpacks for my sisters and my mom for $10 each. Once you're done, you'll head over to the bus station to catch your bus back to Quito at one of these times. Make sure to get there at least 30 minutes in advance. We only got there 15 minutes before and the bus was completely sold out, so we had to wait an extra hour for the next bus. We didn't mind though because we saw this man grilling some meats down the road that smelled absolutely fantastic, so we wandered down there and ate while we waited for the bus. When it was time to board, we hopped on for our 2-hour and 15-minute journey back to Quito. There you have it, 2 full days in Mindo, Ecuador. The day 1 activities of taking the Tarabita to the waterfall area and doing the night walk, in my personal opinion, are unmissable just because they're really unique to the Mindo area. You can't really do them anywhere else. You have a little more freedom on how you want to spend day 2 or even day 3 if you do add on a 3rd day based on, you know, fun activities, things that you're interested in, but maybe things that aren't very specific to Mindo itself. I personally loved Mindo and I think it's a must-see stop on your Ecuadorian itinerary, even if you are planning on going to Baños or further into the Amazon rainforest. It's such a different environment. The cloud forest ecosystem is so different, so it's really cool to get to compare the two, you know, the rainforest all the way up here in the high altitude of the cloud forest. If you have any questions about Mindo specifically or anything throughout Ecuador, throw them in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button so I know that this video was helpful and I can continue to make videos like it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as I continue my digital nomad journey through South America. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.